Hi, welcome to Gentle Seated Flow. I'm so glad you're here. Let's get started together. Make your way down to the floor to find a comfortable seat, or find your way to a comfortable chair that you can practice in. Move some flesh out of the way to really be able to root down in your sits bones. Sit up tall and find a comfortable way to be with your legs in your body. I really like one leg in, one leg out. Sometimes I will grab a blanket or a pillow and place it under my knee and my thigh just to give me a little bit more comfort. You're also welcome to sit crisscross applesauce, whatever way feels supportive and nourishing for your body. Sitting up tall, resting your hands on your knees or your thighs, finding a soft gaze down at the floor or closing your eyes if that feels comfortable for you today. And just begin to settle into your natural rhythm of breath, meaning paying attention to the way your body naturally pulls the air in through your nose or your mouth and pushes the air back out through your nose or your mouth. Anchoring yourself in with your breath, allowing your attention to come fully into those inhales and into those exhales. We come into our breath at the beginning of our practice as a way to mark the transition from whatever is going on in your world outside of our time together into our time together. So it's a way for us to communicate with our brain and our nervous system to say, we are doing something different now. Let's put all of that other stuff on the metaphorical shelf and we'll be back for it later. As you sit up tall and pull the air in and push the air out, I invite you to scan your body, meaning just giving yourself a moment to pay attention to anything that is going on in your body today. I'm noticing some sensation in my knee. I might adjust my foot or my leg to help mitigate that sensation because it was not a comfortable one. Perhaps your seat isn't comfortable and you want to make an adjustment. Perhaps there's some clothing that could use an adjustment and you want to make that now. So just go ahead and take care of your body, because truly the practice of yoga and any movement practice is in part a way to connect with ourselves and deepen our relationship to our physical bodies. And when we listen to what our bodies need, we're really able to deepen that trust that we have with ourselves, which also translates to a deepening of that trust when we are outside of our movement spaces and we're able to show up for ourselves a little bit more fully. So as you sit up tall and do this body scan, noticing and giving your body what it needs as much as that is possible here, paying attention to that breath, introducing ourselves to the movement for today. If your eyes are closed, I invite you to gently blink them open. And remember these things as we move through the rest of our practice. You are your best teacher. This is an opt-in practice, so everything that I offer is an invitation for you. You don't have to RSVP yes. Perhaps there's some things you don't like or you don't want to do today. Full permission to not do them. You didn't need me to sign that permission slip, I know, but sometimes saying it out loud can help us normalize opting out when things just don't feel like something we want to do. Moving our bodies is a way to celebrate our bodies in all the glory that they are, especially if you've been somebody who has had a fraught relationship with movement for the multitude of reasons that can happen. So let's get started together, and remember, go slow, move with intention, and hopefully move move with some joy. Okay, we're going to begin in our butterfly pose. So depending on the location of your legs and your feet, you may have to do some adjustments. But we'll begin by bringing the soles of our feet together, bending our knees, and letting our knees drop out to the side. If when you do this, you find the sensations in your body are not very comfortable, a couple of options. You can slide your feet away from your body, making a little bit more space. Perhaps that eases some of those sensations. You can also grab your blocks and place them under your knees to support your body. You can place your hands on your knees or your thighs, sit up tall, and breathe. As you take these deep inhales and exhales, I invite you to notice if you are craving a little bit more sensation in your body, or if you are right where you want to be, or if you're craving a little bit less sensation, and see if you can meet that need or desire as best you can. If you'd like some more sensation, here are a couple of options. If you have those blocks, you can remove them. You can also slide your hands down your legs towards your feet. And then once your hands are at your feet, you can begin to tuck your chin and bring your torso forward as much or as little as you like. You can wrap your hands around your feet if you wish, and really settle in to this pose. This is a hip opening pose. This stretches our hip flexors, gives us a little bit more movement in those hips, and hopefully feels good in your body. When you are ready, if you are leaning over, sliding those hands back up and sitting up tall. Lovely. We're going to be moving down to the floor onto our back, making sure that if you are using props, I sure hope you are, you bring them with you so that they are within grabbing distance of you. I like to bring a blanket to the top of my mat for my head. I really like to be comfortable when I'm practicing, and that just is one way that I can do that. I'm going to slide my booty off my bolster, put my bolster above my head, and I'm going to swing my legs around, keeping my feet on the mat, my knees bent, and then letting my back settle down to the mat. I'm going to bring my feet out wide and let my knees lean in on each other here for a moment. And then we're going to move into windshield wipers with our knees. So that looks like keeping our knees bent and just beginning to drop them out over toward one side and then the other. You can go slow or fast here. This is your practice. This is your time. So you decide what works for you. As you go back and forth, I invite you to notice any sensations that are going on in your legs, in your hips, in your body, and just see if you can notice those without judgment or assigning any meaning to them. And if there's a need that you can meet, go ahead and do that now. We're going to move into a gentle twist. So the next time your knees are out toward the right, I invite you to drop them down. Couple of options here. You can leave your knees out wide. You can stack your knees on top of each other, or you can go ahead and grab that bolster and place it under the bottom right knee for support. Once you're where you want to be with your legs, you can bring your arms out to a T shape, and you can bring your gaze out towards the right, keep it up at center, or bring it out towards the left. You decide what works for you today. This twist is intended to be very gentle, to just allow us to come into our bodies in a really intentional way and settle in here, allowing yourself a moment to breathe, to really feel into this pose. And then on your next inhale, bringing your feet back up to center, and then dropping your knees out over towards the left. Same options are available here, though you do not have to do the same thing. Perhaps you like your knees out wide on this side. Perhaps you like the stacking. Perhaps you want that support. Figure out what's going to work for you on this side, remembering that our bodies are not symmetrical, even though we have, no. Okay, going back to bringing your knees up to here. And then when you're ready, dropping your knees out over towards the left side of the space. You can keep your knees out wide. You can stack them. You can grab that prop once again. You don't have to do the same thing on this side. It's a different side. It's a different sensation. You can decide where you'd like your gaze to be, towards the right, center, or towards the left. And then just begin to settle back into your gentle twist here. Breathing, allowing, making space for all that you are today. Seeing if you can use your breath to anchor you in and arrive. And on your next inhale, bringing your knees back up to center. Pausing here, maybe readjusting your booty, giving it a little wiggle. And then when you are ready, begin to bring your knees up towards your armpits. I'm going to grab behind my knees on my thighs, and I'm going to bring my knees towards my armpits. So my knees are out wide, coming in towards my armpits. You can stay right here if you like, or you can find a gentle rock side to side. Finding a little massage along the lower back, maybe adding a little bit of playfulness to your day here. I invite you to bring the corners of your mouth up towards your cheeks, seeing if that changes how this feels in your body today. And then when you are ready, come back to center if you were moving. Give your knees a squeeze towards your chest, and then slowly lower your feet back to the floor, keeping your knees bent. Your hands can rest at your sides, palms facing down. And on your next inhale, bringing that right foot up to the sky, bending and flexing that right foot, finding some gentle rotations of the ankle, and then switching your direction. And then slowly bringing that right ankle over to rest on the left knee. You can stay right here in your reclined pigeon. You can add some more sensation by grabbing, this is why I said bring your props close to you, grabbing the block, putting it under that left foot to bring the floor up a little bit higher. That can change the sensation. You can rock side to side. You can grab that left thigh and bring it closer. You decide what works for you, knowing that you have options. You can also take that right hand, place it on that right thigh, and add a little bit of pressure. Pausing to come back to the breath, pausing to pay attention, pausing to just feel into your body in this posture. And when you are ready, on your next inhale, lifting that right foot back up to the sky, flexing that foot once again, and then slowly lowering it down to the floor. On your next inhale, you can lift that left foot back up to the sky, bending and flexing the foot, finding a gentle rotation one direction, and then the other. And then when you are ready, bringing that left ankle over to rest on the right foot. Same options available here, and again, you do not have to do the same thing. You can stay right here. You can add a block under that right foot to bring some height to that foot to bring the floor a little bit closer. You can rock side to side. You can grab that right thigh. Figuring out what works for you on this side in your body as it is right now. Using your breath as an anchor to keep you grounded in your body as we move through this practice. And then if you are moving, coming back to stillness, lifting that left leg up to the sky, flexing that foot once again, slowly lowering it back down to the floor. If you have a block under that right foot, you can move it out of the way. We're going to move into our final resting pose now. So bring your legs out long along the mat. If you want to stay right here, you're welcome to, or go ahead and grab some props to support your body in your final resting pose. I really like to have my bolster under my knees. Helps give a little break to my lower back. I've already got my pillow under my head with my blanket. And I'm going to settle in right here. Using your breath to anchor you down to the floor, with each exhale, working with gravity to pull you down a little bit deeper. Allowing yourself to settle, perhaps noticing any shifts or changes in your body, in your mood, from before this practice to now. Using the floor to support your body and arrive here in this moment just as you are. Beginning to bring some gentle movement back into your body, perhaps wiggling your fingers and toes, rocking your head side to side. You can stay right where you are, or if you like, you can roll onto one side, cradling your head and your arms, tucking your knees up towards your torso, and pausing here for a moment, gathering yourself back up, and then slowly making your way back up to a comfortable seated position to close our class together today. If you are sitting up tall, bring your shoulders back and down, breathing. Resting your hands on your knees or your thighs. Finding a soft gaze down at the floor or closing your eyes, whatever feels most appropriate for you in this moment. I invite you to bring your hands over your heart, or perhaps at prayer at heart center. You can tuck your chin towards your chest and bow your head if you wish. It is an honor and a privilege to be in space with you. I'm grateful for your participation, and I hope that this class brought you some ease in your body. I will close our class with these words. I honor the place in you where your humanity dwells, the place that is filled with love, truth, peace, justice, equity, and community. And when I am in that place in me, and you are in that place in you, together we are connected at Heart Center. Thank you for coming today. Thank you for being here always. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, 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 peace. Goodbye, friend.